Size, skills, and strength allow lions to hunt animals that not only don't fear them, but also intimidate most other African predators. Here, an adult massive lion lunges at a hippopotamus. These dangerous beasts are notorious for their aggressive nature. Almost impenetrable skin, rounded bodies that defect the fangs and claws of carnivores, as well as incredibly powerful ramming attacks and wide, frightening jaws. This is a young hippo, but it's already more than twice the size of the predator. In such a ratio, a one-on-one battle should follow the rules of the giant. However, the hippo mistakenly underestimated the lion and turned its back on him. The male lion charged at the hippopotamus and literally mounted it. The lion dug its claws into the back of the opponent. After an impressive but weak struggle, the lion managed to bring down even such a dangerous opponent. In the life of a lion pride, hierarchy plays a crucial role. It allows the pride to function effectively, with each predator knowing its role and place in the system, where it can efficiently use its own skills and experience. But sometimes disruptions occur. 4 young lions are having lunch here. These are teenagers with small manes. When they were cubs, their parents adored them. As they grew, the lionesses began teaching them to hunt and display patience. Now the teenagers have grown larger than the females and think everything will continue to belong to them. They're wrong. 2 powerful adult lions arrived for lunch. They demand submission and won't tolerate the impudence of the teenagers. The young males try to protect the meat from the leaders, but they don't realize that childhood is over. Now they are dealing not with a loving father and uncle, but enraged lions who take what rightfully belongs to them. The leaders drive away the teenagers, but they attempt to resist. Bad idea. Maybe the young lions are already stronger than the adult lionesses, but they are also far from mature males. The leaders easily scatter the 4 teenagers, and it seems the time has come for these 4 to be driven out in search of a new pride. Did this lion really abandon the hunt and decide to start his own garden? What is he doing? Digging? It turns out that the male noticed a hole in the tall grass and realized something delicious was hiding inside of it. Usually digging is associated with canines, which indeed excel at using their paws, but the lion right here also turned out to be a skilled tunnel builder. At the far end of the burrow's tunnel, a warthog is pressed against the wall, and the hog is quite large. If wild dogs were to try to reach it, it would easily fend them off, as only the small predator's muzzle could fit through the narrow passage. The hoofed animal did not expect such digging abilities from this massive lion. The lion couldn't even reach its paw through the narrow entrance of the burrow. So the enormous predator dug open an entrance. Then, like pulling a root vegetable, it pulled out the warthog. With no space to maneuver against such a powerful predator, the warthog was utterly helpless. The leopard decided to hunt in the lion's territory. The spotted predator relied on speed and agility. It quickly dealt with the hoofed animal and then, as usual, climbed a tall tree with its prey. The leopard thought enemies wouldn't reach him in there. Indeed, hyenas or wild dogs have no skill in climbing trees. Lions are too massive to attempt reaching the leopard in the canopy. Lionesses, comparable to leopards in mass and strength, would they dare to attack the spotted panther at such a height? Turns out they would dare. Don't underestimate lionesses, who are as firm in character and hatred for rivals and strangers as the males. With difficulty, after many attempts, one lioness successfully climbed the tree. An impressive fight commenced in the dense canopy. It looks pretty cinematic, doesn't it? Examining details is challenging due to the thick foliage, but the entire tree shakes from the exchange of fierce blows. Finally, the leopard and its prey fall. The lioness won't land as swiftly and painlessly, but it doesn't mean the spotted predator is now safe. A second lioness patiently waited below this whole time. She pounces on the leopard, already injured after her tree flight. The spotted panther manages to escape, but its kill is now in the lioness's possession. If there are 2 or more males as leaders in a pride, they don't really form monogamous pairs with lionesses and freely mate with different females. Here, a lion decided to have offspring with a lioness who usually mates with his brother. This is normal for this species, but not this time. The affectionate male didn't know what he was dealing with. His brother turned out to be a true jealous rival and attacked the intruder with incredible fury. He literally knocked down a lion, not much smaller than himself. The males started biting each other fiercely. The lioness observed the scene from the sidelines. No one has any complaints against her, and the lioness is simply curious to see just how this fight will end. There won't be any fatal consequences, as the survival of the pride depends on the health of its males. However, the jealous lion significantly battered his brother and comrade, delivering severe blows. At first, the betrayer defended himself, but the enraged jealous lion was way too powerful. Apparently, wounded pride played a role. He bit the opponent until the loser exposed his belly, admitting defeat. Finally, the guilty one surrendered, and Pierce is restored. But the affectionate lion will now know it's probably better not to get involved with his brother's beloved lioness. Something similar happened here. A young lion tried to establish a relationship with the lioness when the dominant male in the pride noticed. Interestingly enough, lionesses usually prefer lions with darker manes. Here, the female headed into the thickets, drawing the dominant male after her. However, the younger lion, attempting to get closer to her, interferes with the older brother. But he picked the wrong opponent. Thought his ally would pity him and give up the lioness? Not at all. As soon as the younger lion stood in the way of the dark-maned male, a fierce fight began. Lions didn't want to inflict serious injuries on each other, so they didn't go into a clinch and didn't try to tear each other's throats out. The fight was limited to a beautiful and spectacular exchange of impressive blows with their front paws. Each such strike could dent metal. In the end, the lion with the black mane gave a powerful resistance to his brother, struck him in the face several times, and headed after the lioness waiting for him. The fight didn't end there. The defeated lion didn't calm down and caught up with his brother again. The second round changed nothing. The furious male showed who's in charge and forced the younger one to retreat far away. For the protection of their offspring, many animals are capable of true feats. Mighty and brave buffaloes are particularly prone to defending their kind and, moreover, to selflessly save their offspring. This adult female right here weighs about half a ton or so. True, she has just given birth. It was a bad idea to move far from the herd for this, as the lioness has found her. They decided to attack. Surprisingly, but the enraged mother, just a few minutes after giving birth, puts up an impressive resistance to the predators. The calf can stand on its feet almost immediately after birth, but it certainly can't escape from the lioness by running. The hoofed animal can only hide from predators under one condition. Would the mother have to abandon the calf? Of course not. The female lunges at the lions, and a dynamic and maneuverable battle begins. Lionesses try to knock the calf off its feet to quickly break its neck. The buffalo fiercely reacts to each attempt. She attacks the enemies, scatters them, pushes them away, and saves the calf several times at the very last moment. Therefore, the hoofed animal has to run, attacking one lioness, and then another, constantly returning to her calf. However, the female doesn't understand the complexity of the situation she's in. The lionesses act too coordinated. One distracts attention, even ready to engage in close combat, just for the other to seize the calf. Several attempts by the lionesses fail. So they retreat and take turns in different roles in the hunting scheme. In the end, the calf is snatched right under the female buffalo's nose, who couldn't save the calf in the last moment. If the female buffalo thought her offspring was the main target for the predators, she really underestimated the strength of the lions. The calf is just a dessert. This will be the main role of the course. Although the enraged female, even with a lioness on her back, fends off the others and resists them, the situation worsens for her. A male lion arrives. He positions himself to settle the pride's lunch with one powerful strike. The male's mighty leap has devastating force. He grabs the buffalo, which is almost twice as heavy and massive, throws it off balance, and brings it down. In half a minute, the lion does what the 4 lionesses couldn't do before. The huntresses finished off the prey, while one of them brings back the calf she killed. Do you sympathize with the hoofed animals in this case? If so, consider that this double portion will sustain the pride for a long time, and the cubs of the predatory family will be very well fed. Wolves are one of the most effective and successful predators on the planet. Each wolf possesses immense strength and can deal with a large elk or even a young boar. However, the main advantage of this predator lies in the remarkable coordination of the pack, which acts efficiently as a single entity. Wolves know how to hunt as a team, with each member knowing its role, covering its comrade, and being ready, if necessary, to improvise. Thanks to this, they can handle an elk or even a bison. For such precision in coordinated actions, discipline and a clear hierarchy are crucial. At the head of the pack are the lead pair, the alpha male and alpha female, who guide the actions of the others and lead the hunt. However, the status of the alpha must be earned through unequivocal superiority in strength. The story doesn't have a bloody ending. The alpha didn't finish off or cause serious harm to the aggressor. After all, this is a family member. The cheeky young wolf needs to be taught a painful lesson so that it doesn't forget its place in the pack's hierarchy. But the leader must care for everyone, including the hot-blooded younglings. The lesson the young wolf learned will last him a long time. But now it will channel its strength more constructively and obediently follow the leader's commands. What do you think? From time to time, in zoos and circuses, something happens that doesn't occur in the wild. Lions and tigers encounter each other on a narrow path. These cats are roughly in the same weight category, so they are sometimes housed together. They often coexist peacefully, but sometimes, let's say, minor disputes are possible. On average, a tiger is more massive and stronger than a lion, but in terms of combat skills and aggression, the striped cat often loses to its distant relative. For example, here, an adult experienced lion entered the enclosure with 2 young tigers and began showing them just who's boss. With such numerical superiority, the huge tigers could have easily dealt with the opponent. Still, the lion didn't let them gather themselves and attack. Instead, he was the first to launch an attack to oppose the rules. The tigers are in shock. They plan to study the opponent before the fight. Then, one of them could have lunged from the front and the other from behind, stretching out their paws to reach the abdomen. But the cunning lion understood that if he gave the tigers time to gather their courage, he would probably lose. Therefore, he confidently pressed against the opponents. He wasted no time and simply stunned the tigers with an attack. Let it be noted, the lion doesn't try to fight with 2 tigers simultaneously. He bites only one of them to intimidate the other. It's the whole divide and conquer tactic in all its glory. See how the second tiger averts its gaze but cautiously observes as the newcomer beats its brother. Now the lion has asserted its leadership and is safe. The tiger just didn't know who they were dealing with. Here, the lion is young and inexperienced, so he didn't really want to fight, but he had to 2 tigers surrounded the rookie to show him who's in charge. Well, they brought it on themselves. No matter how young the lion is, he's still a brave fighter. Both tigers regretted messing up with their adversary. Several blows cooled their enthusiasm. If you were amazed at how the lion repels the tiger's attack alone against 2 enemies, how about this? Here, he's alone against 5 of them. The tigers took it seriously, but the lion gave them a powerful resistance. The cats exchanged blows, and the lion skillfully prevented them from knocking him onto his back. Single-handedly, he managed to corner one particularly audacious tiger, all thanks to endurance and composure. The lion simply ignores the opponent's strikes, forcing him to retreat. An entire pack of wolves managed to surround a snow leopard. An impressive battle ensues. These predator species are roughly in the same weight category, with wolves being a bit bulkier. However, the snow leopard possesses incredible agility and striking power. If a wolf uses a ramming attack in combination with powerful jaws, the snow leopard can elegantly evade the assault and immediately retaliate with a side paw strike. Here, the predators use their entire arsenal. The overwhelming numerical advantage leaves no chance for the snow leopard to win. Wolves press the target. They try to pounce on the snow leopard simultaneously from different sides to engage in close combat, seize its paws, immobilize it, and then stretch and finish it off. But the snow leopard understands this. It shows that the enemies don't know who they're dealing with. Thanks to a special tactic of short but powerful strikes, the snow leopard manages to maintain distance. Moreover, it reacts lightning fast to each new attack and uses the terrain's features. Several times, wolves surround the panther, and several times, the snow leopard escapes from this encirclement. The great predators knew it would be a challenging fight, but they certainly did not expect such a stunning resistance. Once again, the snow leopard scatters the opponents, dodging the grip of a particularly dangerous wolf and running down the slope. The cat reaches a ledge, but the agile wolves catch up with it there. Although the wolves' claws don't retract and they can't climb with the same agility, the swiftness and determination of the great canids are admirable. Suddenly, the cat spins around on its axis, scattering the opponents everywhere. The snow leopard once again manages to save itself at the very last moment. Finally, the snow leopard manages to run to a genuinely steep and massive rock where wolves definitely cannot reach it. The cat saved itself and showed its enemies that the mountains are its territory. 2 coyotes noticed that a lynx had taken down a deer just by itself. The coyotes surprisingly acted wisely when, instead of a quick attack, they chose to approach the lynx cautiously and slowly. And the coyotes don't hide and show their presence. It's as if they're saying, "There's enough meat for everyone. Share with us, and we'll do without a fight." The lynx understands the situation. Lynxes and coyotes often encounter each other. Here, the clash occurred at night, and the lynx isn't alone, so the coyotes don't have a numerical advantage. They boldly rushed into battle, but didn't know who they were dealing with. Coyotes have rather long limbs, making them look significantly bulkier and more massive. Yet underestimating the power of felines was not wise. The less fragile but powerful cat delivered an impressive resistance and landed a beautiful double strike to the aggressor's face. This threw him back and made the coyotes regard the lynx with great respect. In a fight with 2 coyotes, one lynx would likely have won, but it wouldn't have come out unscathed. Why fight when the prey is so substantial? Therefore, if the lynx is alone and there's plenty of prey, it can share the food with them. But the cat doesn't intend to relax, knowing they didn't mistake it for a snack. Suddenly, the lynx swiftly lunges at the opponents and immediately stops. It looks amusing. The lynx played a prank on the 2 coyotes, making them jerk in fear. In reality, it's not humor, but a tactical move. The lynx understood that the coyotes were evaluating it, so it decided to fake an attack. By the way, if you have stories from your... A leopard was calmly walking along the road, scanning for lunch. Suddenly, a huge adult elephant emerged right in front of it. The monster weighs about 5 tons, which is 50 times more than the weight of even a truly large adult leopard. Of course, the panther didn't want to mess with its opponent, so it found a secluded spot to wait it out. However, the leopard didn't know who it was dealing with. It turned out that this elephant was a scout. A vast and numerous herd with many females and elephants was migrating in search of lush greens. This solitary elephant acted as a kind of patrol, scouting for potential threats. Elephants go to various precautions just for their little ones. If the leopard had just fled, it could have roamed somewhere else peacefully. Instead, the predator hid in a secluded spot right on the herd's road. On one side was a scout, and on the other elephants were approaching. The predator found itself trapped between them. It's in a trap it let itself into. Unfortunate, isn't it? If it tries to escape, it'll inevitably reveal its presence. Concerned about their offspring's safety, the elephants will rush at it, leaving just a few wet spots on the ground instead of a panther. The cat understands this and just sits for a long time. All that's left for the leopard is to freeze in place, relying on its camouflage. Fortunately, the elephants pass by, but in the future, the panther should run away as far as possible as soon